Morning, Mark here. It is Wednesday, March the 5th, 7:51 a.m. Eastern, and that is 12:51 p.m. GMT. US session about to get underway and going into the afternoon portion of the European session. Let's have a look at the markets this morning. US dollar index fighting its way back from yesterday. You can see that we had the sell-off yesterday, which came after the strong rally we saw to start the week. Yesterday, the sell-off, and today, US dollar fighting its way back from the support at 98.33. That's yesterday's low. And I've got intraday resistance at 98.88. There's the green candlestick, small wick at the top. That could be the US giving up some early gains. Let's just zoom in on the hourly. There you see through the European session, got to this resistance level, has given up a little, so they're pretty much in the middle of the range for now, but is fighting back from yesterday's losses. We'll see whether buyers continue demand for US dollars today and reverse yesterday's losses. Buyers will look up at this 98.88, even up to the 99 level. Or if we get a continuation of selling US dollars like we saw yesterday, sellers will aim for this support level and test or break to the downside. Let's have a look at the S&P. We look at the futures market. Hour and a half till Wall Street opens up. Slight gap higher to start, but then got sold off. You can see that. I've got support at 6,841. I've got resistance at 6,902. 6,900 is the level buyers will be looking for. Pretty flat in the futures market. No, hasn't really followed up from yesterday's gains. We'll see once now that US sessions open and Wall Street opening up. We'll see whether buyers can carry on with yesterday's demand for US equities. Across all stock markets yesterday, we saw demand. We'll see if that continues. Buyers can get back above that 6,900, or sellers do step in and retest this tough support area around the 6,840. Gold. Gold, very surprisingly, very flat. We had the big sell-off to start the week. Yesterday, a bit of a fight back. Today, gapped slightly higher. Doji candlestick for now, no real direction, and it's flat. I've got support at 5,122. I've got resistance at 5,199. Buyers will look up at that 5,200 to try and get higher. Sellers, of course, at this support area, support level, 5,122, and we'll look down at that 5,100 support level. But flat for now, gold. Not giving up too much, bearing in mind that the US dollar is showing some strength, strong dollar, weak gold, but gold is holding its own for now. We'll see if buyers do step in. I've got a third successive on the daily chart, higher lows. We'll see if that plays out and whether this resistance level can be tested later today. Brent oil. And Brent oil continuing demand for oil. Yes, it has definitely tapered off or kind of halted since the start of the Middle East conflict. That's Friday, and then we saw how the week started. I've got this resistance up here at 84.66, and this area has been tested for the last 3 days. So at this point, unable to break above that. I think we'll need something material to happen. And even though the bias is up, trend is up, sentiment is up, with the supply concerns that we have, you see a steady climb every day. Within this uptrend, it has quietened down. It'll need something material, I think, to happen one way or the other. But certainly the buyers pointed to the upside, and buyers will look to break the upside following any new events, decisions, developments on the fundamental side. In order for sellers to step in, we need some de-escalation kind news, and sellers would look back down at the support level, but that's not the case for now, and everything tilted to the upside with oil going into today's US session. Let's have a look at Bitcoin after yesterday's very strong breakout to the upside. Strong move up yesterday. Hasn't moved higher yet today, but sellers haven't stepped in either. Sitting at yesterday's close, I've got support at 71.7 thousand and I have resistance at 73.5 thousand. That's the level that buyers will be testing. With risk on yesterday, Bitcoin certainly got a boost. We'll see if buyers, firstly, if demand for Bitcoin continues, if there's any value seen in this price, and if buyers break above this level and start looking higher, long way to go on the upside. Alternatively, if sellers do step in, they'll want to get back to the 70,000 and below. But looking positive, trend up, buyers up for today. We'll see now that the US session is underway whether this continues. Good trading. Keep that discipline. I'll see you at the end of day.